Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have the final album from Japandroids Fate Alcohol. The thing about Japandroids is when the formula is so deceptively simple, you start to wonder how long the shelf life actually is, especially when it's running on the ragged momentum of youth and exuberance. Getting older, slowing down, even little experiments outside that formula can expose every crack in it, which might be why 2017's Near to the Wild Heart of Life felt kinda patchy in recapturing the magic of Celebration Rock in 2012. So tack on another 7 years in which so much has changed, and the Canadian duo announcing this as their final album with no supporting tour, I paradoxically knew exactly what I was going to get with Fate Alcohol, but also couldn't really have expectations in good faith. It's been a long time, and if you look at the album art photographs from post nothing to now, you can really see it. These guys have settled down in different countries. The moment of when they lived their lyrics, it's long over. And well, as someone not expecting another Celebration Rock, I wound up liking this for many of the same reasons I like Japandroids albums, maybe even a modest step up from their last one. It's loud, guitar-driven, anthemic barroom dudes rock, where the hyper-earnest lyrics reference hard-drinking, gorgeous women, American cities, but there's still a fundamentally local Canadian texture, where on the opening song they reference a street in Toronto some number of blocks from where I currently live right now. But there are more signifiers of settling down, getting sober, finding love, wistful reminiscence on past connections, and wondering if there is a chance that they might be rekindled. Where if Alice is the usual hot girl pulls you on a wild adventure story, the punchline is the sister's question, well, are you even gonna try to see her again? Showing how age will actually temper all those old flings. Although the dream of reconnection on positively 34th Street, it is so desperately earnest that it swings around to actually stick the landing. I think that during the midsection of the project, there is a petulance that I think is a little less attractive. Upon sober reflection, is a little bit too pointed and blunt to really work as self-critique if it's trying to do that. But when you can tell they've finally hit the heavy edge of consequence coming after the party, there is an acceptance that shows more maturity than I ever expected, especially off their last album, wherein breaking the pattern of 8 songs per album, the final 2, adding up to 10, have them reflecting on new real love, the exuberance and passion tempered into something a little bit more. So yeah, a lot of the questionable experiments of Near to the Wild Heart of Life, they've been pared back for the fuzzier, rough and tumble recordings that are this band's standby, with Jesse Gander taking back all of the production duties, even as Brian King's vocals have gotten a little bit thinner with age and only partially obscured by somewhat rougher mixing. And not for nothing, there are more guitar textures and feedback that they play with this time, like the cacophonous storm of Alice amidst all the drum breakdown, or the thicker rattle of reverb on the closing track All Bets Are Off, or the smokier swell of Chicago and positively 34th Street. Although I don't quite love the undercooked but rather aptly titled simmer of a Gaslight Anthem. I mean, the more sedate vocals just did not connect. I know what they were trying to do. But at the end of the day, I think this is about the best way for Japandroids to go out. It swings for the fences just enough times with a rock-solid formula that if it has moved you in the past, this will probably move you here again. No, it's not the second coming of Post Nothing or Celebration Rock, because let's be real, nothing can be those moments again. They got older, so did you. But you know what? There was just enough magic to spin up this last glorious escapist spell. It's emblematic of dudes rock, it's a lot of fun, a few steps away from transcendent greatness, but I think the greater miracle is that Japandroids got into those conversations to begin with, and with one last showcase, absolutely rocks, and it's worth hearing. Check it out. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, share, drop comments, subscribe. Again, for those considering this is the last Japandroids album, I'm curious where y'all fall on it, especially longtime fans, and maybe a bit of a reminiscence about your thoughts on the band. I'd be happy to hear more of it, given that, again, I kind of got to them a little bit later than I would have personally preferred. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. And if you all want to get involved in helping support the channel, well, the option for YouTube membership's there, as well as Patreon. Once again, don't feel obligated. Tough times, I understand, but if you want to impact my schedule, get access to my Discord, some of the other YouTube membership perks, option is available. One last thing I want to highlight, this Wednesday on my buddy Luke Spencer, aka Rock's channel, we got an episode of Rock Coliseum coming up. I figure when I'm talking about this particular band, there might be some evident crossover. Hope to see you all there on Wednesday night. But until then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.